You have been such a strong force in my life. I'm coming from Cudgelsville District in Jamaica. And when I think about my story, it aligns with so many things in your life. I was sleeping on the floor.
Let me ask you this. Who do you see as your audience?
I see poor young students who are like myself.
Okay, I want you to leave the arms out, okay? So be conscious. Just pause. Let's say arm.
Okay.
Let's say, okay. So you want to talk to students, but you also want to talk to other people beyond students who have goals and dreams.
Yes.
So when you think about who you have been and what you've gone through, what would you say is a defining moment that caused you to become the person that you are now? What was it that you experienced or who you saw that inspired you and that you wanted to be like them? Who's that person?
I would say you.
How old were you? When you first, you go with, every time you say it again, you owe me $10. Yeah, my cash app is Les Brown. $sign Les Brown 77. Okay, the reason I say that, when you say armed people disengage and start counting the arms, okay? So what is it about me that you admire? Give me a single adjective.
You're hungry.
Hungry, that's great. And so let me ask you this. What inspired you to say, I want to work with kids?
I would say because as a child, I felt like I didn't have any power. I felt like I couldn't advocate for myself. And I'm sorry.
You owe me $10. $sign Les Brown. You're a person of integrity. You didn't have any power when you were a kid.
And I just wanted to make it. I remember sitting in a church one time, like this unfinished church, and I always said that the Lord is my friend, my best friend, and I would pray to him. I didn't have the words at the time because I learned to read and write when I was 15 years old. And I just remember praying. I said, God, I want to make it. I want to make it. And so.
Okay, I want you to pause right there. What's your first name again?
Rosemarie.
Rosemarie, do you mind if I take a picture of your story?
No, I don't mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have something in you that you just decide, I want to make it in life? Raise your hands if that's you. The reason I asked that question, Rosemarie, because now they're thinking about a goal that they have. They're in their imagination. I'm interrupting the story in their head to strive, dispute, and inspire. And I got them physically engaged. When I was a little girl, I felt powerless. In fact, I didn't learn to read and write till I was around 15. And being in the area where I was in my environment, I had this hunger in my heart that said, I want to make it. Shake someone's hand on your right or left and say, I want to make it. Do that right now. And so in that mindset, I want to make it, I decided I want to speak to children. And there are three things that I want to teach them. Number one is relationships matter. That young people, they're 40% of our population, but they're 100% of our future. And many young people make bad decisions hanging around the wrong people. And so my goal is to teach them to be around young people who have goals and dreams, young people that are disciplined, young people that want to do something with themselves, young people who want to make it, who are not caught up in the rap music, who are not suffering from HIV, hood-infected virus, AIDS, addiction to incarceration, and death syndrome. I'm looking for young people who want to rise above where they are and live a life that will outlive them. Here's something else. My goal is communicating with young people is own your life. The reason that many young people are failing, that many young people are committing suicide or throwing their lives away to drugs or just wasting valuable time, because they get caught up in the distractions of life. And I want to teach them how to own their minds and not be concerned about peer pressure. Stand up inside of themselves and know that their lives is worth it. I'm reminded of a person was walking down the street and he stopped with his friend to buy a newspaper. And the guy told him the newspaper was distracted and very rude. And he was very professional, very kind and considerate. He paid the guy and said, "Thank you." And his friend asked him, he said, "Why were you nice to him as rude as he was to you?" He said, "I'm not going to give up the power in my life to his rudeness. I'm going to be true to myself. I'm going to teach young people how to be true to their dreams, how to be the dream for their family, hold themselves to a higher standard as they go into the future." And then the other thing is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm teaching them not only that relationships matter and to own their lives and tune out the distractions of life, but let us say together, service-driven life. Say that, please. Service-driven life. I want to teach them to serve. The greatest among you will be your servant. I decided I'm going to use my voice. So I went to school, and the area that I went to, I'm going to be doing work in that area. But I want young people to know that they're a masterpiece because they're a piece of the master. There's something in them. There's something in you and something in me. Life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. And I want to teach them how to live a service-driven life. My name is Rosemarie. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we can work together.
Oh!
Just so you know, that's just a small glimpse
Oh, yes.
into what it is like.
I'm gonna work with you, yeah.
To work with
I'll
Les
help
Brown.
you. Help you. Everybody needs to look at, to be or not to be, that is the question. Who said that? Who? Shakespeare. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Who said that? JFK. I have a dream. Who said that? You gotta be hungry.
Miss Brown.
Big unplugged. I'm gonna get your information, and so we're gonna communicate. Where do you live? That's around 7. As soon as you send me my money, we will start your plan.
You is not playing. We go through this every day.
But you have a question? Yes.
I currently live in Greenville, but I'll be moving.
$40.
So a couple of things for everybody here while I have less. One, I'm gonna make sure, everybody raise your hand if working with Les Brown would be something you'd be interested in. So I'm gonna make sure that communication goes out. But then also, Les and I are creating here a leadership and speaker academy that you all are gonna be able to get access to. So information about that is coming out. I made a promise when I moved back home that I was coming here strictly for impact. And I can't do that unless I do things like this. So if you're interested